On today's episode of the Gamer Girl podcast, Elizabeth discusses her top picks of 2021. Hey everybody, I'd like to kick off today's episode with wishing you all a happy new year, as it is now 2022. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and holiday season. And without further ado, on today's episode, I will be discussing my personal top picks of 2021. On this list, I am including various video games and expansion packs that released this year. I am also including a couple trailers for games that are hopefully coming out this year in 2022. I hope you all enjoy today's episode, and a quick rundown of what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through the date that they released throughout 2021. Starting off with in February, on February 12th, about Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury released. I was very excited when this game was announced back in 2020. I was very excited about it because I played Super Mario 3D World on my Wii U. Because when we got our Wii U, the two games we got with our Wii U were Super Mario 3D World and Nintendo Land, which are both awesome. I love them. Super Mario 3D World, I have not 100% completed because in order to get to Champions Road, you have to get all the stars and the badges and stamps and all that. And I have not done that yet. Super Mario 3D World is a very fun game. I really like it. Bowser's Fury I was excited about because it was an expansion they were adding to Super Mario 3. They added to Super Mario 3D World. It looked super cool. I like the idea of giant cat Mario. It's pretty cool. Godzilla Bowser, basically. Also, the idea of Bowser Jr. helping you is pretty cool, because he wants to save his dad. I mean, you gotta give him that. Moving on into March, on March 26th, Monster Hunter Rise was released. I am a new fan to the Monster Hunter series. I actually just became a Monster Hunter fan this year. So that's a personal highlight for me of 2021. I have played the demo for Monster Hunter Rise. Later on, I'll explain why I like Monster Hunter, as I have another game put down in here that released this past year. So Monster Hunter Rise came out on March 26th. Very cool game. I've played the demo. Really like it. Graphics are pretty cool. I really like the idea of training monsters as well as fighting them. Kind of like Pokemon in a sense, I feel like, but not. Not a lot to cover on that one. This next game I have a little bit to cover on. A good amount to cover on, I mean. So, moving on, on April 30th, new Pokemon Snap was released. If you are wondering why is it called new? Well, the original Pokemon Snap released on the N64. I don't have the exact date. I know it was in I want to say the 80s, maybe it's the 90s. So anyway, new Pokemon Snap released on the Switch on April 30th, 2021. Very fun game. I really like it. I really like how they upgraded it from the original Pokemon Snap. I mean, the graphics, I feel like, was kind of a given that they would update those since it's from the N64 all the way to the Switch. Really like the gimmick of it, really like the mechanics of it. Anyway, next, on May 21st, Miitopia was released for the Switch. I played Miitopia on my 2DS XL. Very fun. I was very excited when Miitopia was announced that it was coming to the Switch. I really like Miitopia. in Miitopia, basically, you use your Miis. I mean, it's in the name, Miitopia, which was another thing I found very interesting, because the Switch doesn't utilize Miis as much, I feel like. So I really liked how they put Miitopia on the Switch. The graphics are updated. They also added the horse mechanic for Miitopia on the Switch. I very much enjoyed playing Miitopia on the Switch as much as I enjoyed playing Miitopia on the 3DS. Next, moving on, this is not a game, but it is a trailer. The original Breath of the Wild 2 trailer was released, I think, all the way in E3 2019. Maybe E3 2020. I might be getting my dates mixed up. But another trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 was released at E3 2021, which occurred from June 12th to June 15th. So in June is when this occurred. The Breath of the Wild 2, the second trailer for it, was released. I got very excited because it looks like they are implementing Skyward Sword mechanics. I was very shocked when it showed Link skydiving, well, from the sky and falling, which kind of very much, I don't think anyone was expecting Breath of the Wild 2 to take such a Skyward Sword pull, and I felt like a very hard left since they had been showing us underground for the Zonai and all that. So I am curious to see if we're going to get to explore under Hyrule, sea level Hyrule, and then Sky Hyrule. I think that would be really cool. Also, some of the ruins they were showing in Breath of the Wild 2 looked really cool. The new bad guys. I really like the Talus becoming, what's the word? A lair, basically. Villain lair. Hideout. Outpost. I don't know. I'm looking for a word. Anyway, so Breath of the Wild 2. Super excited about it. Looks pretty cool. Very excited. Hopefully it comes out this year in 2022. Really hoping it does. I know with Breath of the Wild, it got pushed back a whole bunch. The date was pushed back a whole bunch. But very excited about Breath of the Wild 2. Mario, next, moving on. Also in June, but on June 25th, Mario Golf Super Rush came out. I really like this game, partially because I really like video game golf, the gimmick of it and all that. Wii Sports, I played golf a good amount. Wii Sports Resort, I also played golf a good amount. So I really like Mario Golf Super Rush. Really like it. It's fun. I'm still working on the story mode though, because I got it in October. But anyway, moving on. In July, on July 9th, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin came out, which I was kind of hinting at with Monster Hunter that Rise that released on March 26th. So Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, I'm just going to refer to it as Wings of Ruin. So, I really like the game. That's what got me into Monster Hunters, which was this year, because it came out this year and I got it this year. Monster Hunters is a fairly new franchise. I believe Monster Hunter Stories 1. I don't know what it has instead of Wings of Ruin, but that came out for, I want to say, the 3DS. Haven't played that, but I really like Wings of Ruin. It's a very fun game. I haven't finished it yet. I really like it. It's kind of Pokemon, but not Pokemon. To me, it's more so it's Pokemon in the sense that you train animals and all that, but it also has some Breath of the Wild vibes to me. This may be very controversial. You may disagree with me, but it kind of has Breath of the Wild vibes in the sense that you adventure and there's a story to it and you gotta save people from the end of the world. You're also mute. Like, you are in... Like, Link's always mute. Really like Wings of Ruin. Very fun game. Next is on July 16th, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD was released. I was very excited about this because I had been looking into getting Skyward Sword for the Wii, but it's a little pricey, and I had heard rumors there may be this was before it was officially announced. Skyward Sword HD was officially announced, but I had heard rumors that they might be doing it, and it kind of made sense with the whole motion controls that they have implemented on the Switch. But anyway, I was very excited about this because I was like, yay, I can play Skyward Sword on my Switch now. I don't have to buy it for the Wii and worry about that. So I was very excited when Skyward Sword HD was announced. I'm a personal huge Zelda fan, if you did not already know that. But one thing I do want to ask you guys is, do you think it was a good call to implement button controls with Skyward Sword HD? Or do you think they should have stuck to the motion controls? Because I know one thing that I have heard that is absolutely horrible about the original Skyward Sword for the Wii is that the motion controls took away from the experience. So, was adding button controls a smart move by Nintendo, or should they have stayed to the motion controls? So with that, we're gonna head to the break, and afterwards I will continue talking about my top picks of 2021. And we're back. Last we discussed The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, which released on July 16th, 2021. Next is Pokemon Unite, which released on July 21st, 2021 for the Switch. I really enjoy playing Pokemon Unite with friends. I really like the whole idea behind it and the gimmick of it. It's a very fun game. I like some of the skin choices, especially the summer ones. Some of the summer ones are pretty funny. Next, skipping a couple months into October. On October 8th, Metroid Dread came out. Dread, some people might get a little scared of it. I usually don't like horror games, but Metroid Dread I really like. It looks pretty cool. I have never played a Metroid game before. So Metroid Dread was kind of like, maybe I'll try horror games, and also maybe I'll try Metroid games. I'm sure some of you are Metroid fans. So once I get my hands on Metroid, maybe I'll be able to start talking about Metroid, because I haven't been able to have a Metroid episode because I haven't personally played them. So hopefully, as I play them more, I will be able to do that. Anyway, also on October 8th, the Switch OLED came out. The idea behind it was pretty cool, of expanding the screen. Also, the internal storage was expanded from 32 gigabytes to 64 gigabytes. So if maybe you only needed a 32 gigabyte SD card to store games on, maybe you won't need an SD card now. But I know some of the games take up a lot of storage. Some people like to go all digital, whereas that's the only two reasons I can think of, is if you get a lot of card games that take up a lot of storage, or if you decide to go all digital or mostly digital, or if you get a couple digital games that just take up a lot of space. Anyway, still in October, a lot of my favorite games came out into October. Actually, yeah, October has the most. Most highlights. Anyway, on October 25th, the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass came out, which included the N64 and Sega Genesis. It also included the Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise expansion with it. I really thought it was cool how they were implementing N64. Sega Genesis came out of left field, I feel like. It was kind of like, what? Why are you adding the Sega Genesis? I mean, I know it was a big console at the time. But N64, though, I was very excited about, because Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Paper Mario I'm also excited about, as well as Pokemon Snap I'm pretty excited about. The original Pokemon Snap. Still in October, on October 29th, Mario Party Superstars came out, which it doesn't go along with it, but previously Super Mario Party had been released, which was kind of sad. On Mario Party Superstars, online was included with it. Also, Mario Party Superstars implements a lot of the N64 gimmicks and functions. There were a couple Mario Parties on the N64, I think, actually. I want to say 1 and 2 at least were. Maybe it was just 1. Anyway, Mario Party 1 on the 64, I believe, is what they used. They use a lot of mechanics from that in Mario Party Superstars. Moving on into November, on November 5th, Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise came out, which was, you could either buy it as DLC on its own for $25, or it would be included in the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass, as well as the N64 and Sega Genesis. I very much enjoy Happy Home Paradise. I really like the idea that it's connected and it's part of your New Horizons game rather than a separate game. Because Happy Home Designer was very fun, but it was kind of annoying to have to take out the game card and put another game card in, or just exit the game and go into another game. If you were playing New Leaf, then you're like, you know what? I want to do some Happy Home Designer. You have to separately go click in there. Also, one thing that's cool about Happy Home Paradise is it also has the updated graphics. Happy Home Designer had somewhat updated graphics compared to New Leaf, but it was still, compared to now, somewhat pixelated. So the updated graphics are very much appreciated in Happy Home Paradise. One thing that was not separately added with Happy Home Paradise, but they did implement in the 2.0 update, which was another awesome thing about 2021, was the Animal Crossing 2.0 update, which I'll talk about that in a second. But Happy Home Paradise is that they had the ceiling attachments you could add. I really liked that. Also, the glowing moss, which you can also get on Cap'n Tours. I really like that. I like the design of it. Also, spoiler alert, the finale of Happy Home Paradise is awesome. Well, honestly, with the spoiler, I feel like if you're listening to this, you kind of have to expect spoilers, honestly. But anyway, one thing that's really cool about Happy Home Paradise is at the end, is when you get, very end, once you design 30 houses, design houses for 30 different people, villagers, I guess, as well as the 4 or 5 stores, or, the hospital, the restaurant, the cafe, and the retail store, which is 4. Once you design those, as well as the 30 villager vacation homes for 30 villagers, you get DJ KK, who is not seen anywhere else in Animal Crossing New Horizons. That's pretty cool. So I really enjoyed that. Also, designing the houses is pretty cool. And then the fact that you can then go back, implement what you learned to redesign your own implement what you learned in Happy Home Paradise. You can implement that into your own home, as well as once you finish the vacation homes for 30 different villagers, as well as the 4 different buildings, special buildings. You can also change the exteriors and interiors of villager houses. For instance, if you have that one villager that you love the villager, but you just can't stand the interior and or exterior of the house, you can finally change it. Or for people who want to have like a nice city and have that very maintained same house, everything looks the same look, you can now do that. So that's pretty cool. Continuing on with Animal Crossing, the Animal Crossing 2.0 update, I was very happy with because they added the roost, which I was like, if they don't add the roost, I'm going to be so mad. I think there were a couple other Animal Crossing fans who were like that. I was very excited about the roost coming. I really like the amiibo phone, how you can invite people. I also think it's cute how the younger villagers, such as Daisy May and the younger traveling cat, who I'm totally blanking on their name, who were in previous games but not New Horizons, she gets a cookie as well. I think that's really cool. Cool how the younger actual kids have cookies instead of coffee. And then Wisp, because he can't drink coffee because he's a ghost. He doesn't get coffee. He just smells the coffee. Which is kind of sad that he can't have coffee. I mean, I know he's a ghost, but that's still kind of sad. Anyway, like I said, the ceiling attachments I really like. I also like how you can now buy ABDs to put anywhere. Cooking mechanic, very happy about that. I was kind of expecting it, though, with the roost, not gonna lie. If the roost was coming, I kind of expected us to be able to get cooking. Cabin tours I really like. Kind of sad that they don't have the vacation home anymore. I really like the update to Harv's Island, because now I don't have to wait forever to get red, because I only ever got red once. And I was very upset about that. But anyway, maybe now I'll finally be able to have more than just 3 paintings in my art part of the museum. So yeah, hopefully. Anyway, then also I was very happy. So Harv's Island, Roost, ABD I was excited about, storage being anywhere I was excited about. The extra storage expansions I was so excited about. That's pretty much it for Animal Crossing. Moving on, still in November. On November 19th, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came out. I was very excited about this. I feel like everyone was predicting Gen 4 remakes because of Easter eggs and Sword and Shield and other things. I am so excited. I was very excited about this. Because now I can play Gen 4, because I thought about getting it for the DS, but I haven't yet, so now I can just get it for the Switch with the improved graphics and all that. There are a couple things I wish they would have improved on, but they didn't. And I'll talk about that on another episode, but I really was excited about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl coming out. Also, I do want to ask you guys something. Do you think that we're going to get Black and White 3 or Johto remakes next? Because I was trying to figure out what the line is, because Kanto's been updated been remade twice. Johto's been remade once. Hoenn was remade once. Sinnoh has now been remade once. Black and White is debatable if it was remade once or not, since it got Black 2 and White 2. Johto, I know people were either saying we were gonna get Let's Go Johto, like Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, or the Gen 4 remix, which was Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I really like the name choice for that, by the way, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So, do you think Johto's going to be remade next? Unova's going to be remade next for Black and White? Or are they going to skip Black and White, and is X and Y going to get Z already? Or is Kalos region going to be remade with X, Y, and Z? With a Z? I don't know. Maybe. What do you think? Anyway, one more game to go along with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl that I had to have. I really wanted, well, I didn't have to have it on the list, but I really wanted it on the list. Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is coming out soon on January 28th of this year, 2022. Very excited about that. I really like the Breath of the Wild approach to it. How it's open world. It looks pretty cool. I'm very excited. Also, I like the idea of having an open world Pokemon game. Pokemon Snap could be debated that it's an open world game, but you're still stuck on a linear path, technically. But very excited about Pokemon Legends Arceus. And without further ado, that is it. Don't forget to comment. Feel free to comment on YouTube. Feel free to answer the question I have listed with this episode on Spotify, which is in the info under Q&A. Please feel free to email me at thegamergirlpodcast@gmail.com or leave an audio comment via Anchor at the link I list. I hope you all had a wonderful New Year, had a wonderful New Year's Day. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season altogether. Happy New Year, and happy 2022. Bye!